Welcome to the third part of our video series, Incredible Facts About the 50 US States. Let's dive into this amazing video. 21. Basketball was invented in Massachusetts to keep students fit and active over winter. In December 1891, James Naismith faced a problem. The usual sports played in warmer summer months outdoors weren't suited for winter. He worked on several ideas with his class before finally coming up with 13 rules that defined the basics of a new game. Basketball. Basketball was an instant hit and rapidly spread to colleges nationwide and overseas. 22. There's only one floating post office in the world, and it anchors in Michigan. Have you also been kept at night wondering how on earth people manage to mail letters to ships sailing on the Great Lakes in Michigan? Fret no longer, as we're here to tell you that it's all thanks to a ship called the J.W. Westcott II. This floating post office and predecessors have been delivering various goods from letters, pizza, and even a goat since 1874. 23. The source of the mighty Mississippi River is actually in Minnesota. While it's undoubtedly one of the greatest of the U.S. rivers, the Mississippi River is realistically only the second longest river in the nation at 2,350 miles long. The longest is the Missouri River, one of the Mississippi's tributaries. Lake Itasca, the river's source, had been well known to the local Native Americans, but the first European to discover this was Henry Schoolcraft on July 13, 1832. The glacial lake appears insignificant compared to the expansive Mississippi River, covering just 1.8 square miles. 24. Both the world's first heart and lung transplants were performed in Mississippi. Until the 1960s, if either your heart or one of your lungs failed, you were pretty much doomed. In 1963, Dr. James Hardy set it upon himself to figure out this problem and attempted the world's first lung transplant in Mississippi, with the patient living an extra 18 days. Dr. Hardy's next breakthrough was in 1964, when he transplanted a chimpanzee's heart into a man's chest, which unfortunately ceased to beat after an hour. 25. The first commercially available pancake mix was invented in Missouri. There was more flour going around in the 1880s than anyone knew what to do with, so a couple of young entrepreneurs set out to find a way to make it more profitable. Through this, they came upon the idea to sell packaged mixes of self-raising pancake flour, the first of its kind. Their pancake mix is none other than the timeless Aunt Jemima pancake mix, which is still available today. 26. The largest snowflake to ever be recorded landed in Montana. There are probably thousands, if not millions, of snowflakes that have fallen throughout Earth's history, which dwarf this one. But from the ones we humans have seen and recorded, it's incredibly impressive. No, we're not talking some measly 5-inch snowflake, but an absolute whopper measuring in at 15 inches across. This was reported back in 1887 at Fort Keogh, Montana. 27. The first ever ski lift was invented not in the mountains, but on the Great Plains of America. Skiing wasn't that popular before the 1930s, primarily because there were no ski lifts. In the 1930s, the Union Pacific Railroad Company built an unseen style of a luxury ski resort, all hoping to make more people ride their trains. Their engineers in Omaha, Nebraska, toiled day and night to devise a solution to make skiing more accessible to those who didn't want to hike up the mountain, and succeeded. 28. The U.S. government's infamous Area 51 is located deep in the deserts of Nevada. Officially named the Nevada Test and Training Range and claiming to be merely a U.S. Air Force base, Area 51 has fallen under much suspicion over the years. Since the 1940s, there have been reports of downed flying saucers and aliens being shipped off to be studied at this secretive desert base in Nevada. And who are we to deny them? More than 50% of adult Americans believe that the U.S. government isn't telling them all they know about the existence of aliens and their strange aircraft. 29. The U.S. most patriotic icon, Uncle Sam, was based on a real guy who lived in New Hampshire. Samuel Wilson was one of the men responsible for inspecting and delivering meat packages to U.S. troops during the War of 1812. All packages he inspected were stamped with the nation's initials, U.S. When Sam was making his delivery rounds, some soldiers jokingly connected the letters in Sam. They soon started calling him Uncle Sam, a name that later became one of the U.S. most iconic characters. 30. The last passenger airship exploded mid-air while attempting to dock in New Jersey. The ill-fated LZ-129 Hindenburg airship was initially designed to run off helium, a non-flammable gas, but due to helium's rarity, hydrogen gas was used instead. It's remarkable that the airship successfully made several flights, considering it was a giant, inflatable ticking time bomb. On May 6, 1937, the Hindenburg seemed to randomly explode while docking at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in New Jersey, marking the end of global all attempts to use airships as passenger vehicles. Thanks for watching. See you in the fourth part.